Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you and the ranking member for holding this hearing. Many of the activities that must take place to keep the housing credit production on schedule have been impacted by the steps states and local governments have taken in response to the coronavirus. And over the last few months, we've seen significant interruptions to construction activities, shortages of material, and delays. As a result, many properties will be unable to meet certain programmatic deadlines. The National Council of State Housing Agencies sent the IRS and Treasury a letter in March asking the IRS to extend programmatic deadlines and provide other flexibilities needed in these current circumstances. It was signed by over 200 organizations. The IRS has not yet given guidance on this, so I'm concerned that if we don't act soon, we're going to really impact the affordable housing market even more frustrated than it already is. So is that guidance forthcoming?
Let me get back to you as to whether that's going to be forthcoming. I believe it's on the Treasury side that the response is coming, but let me get back to you on that, and I will look into that.
Do you understand how important it's?
For sure.
We don't have enough housing, affordable housing, period. Now the problem's going to be more exacerbated by the COVID crisis, and a little guidance could help us keep some projects, because every project is valuable for helping us solve this problem. I noted to some of my colleagues how hospitals are now paying for affordable housing just to keep the people out of the emergency room, because if they can keep them in affordable housing, then they're not going to show up in the emergency room every day. So this is a pervasive problem. I wanted to ask you about, according to the National Taxpayer Advocacy, well, in March, as a result of coronavirus, IRS closed its offices, and so I want to ask about taxpayer assistance. According to the National Taxpayer Advocate, the only resources readily available are at the IRS.gov website and automated phone lines. So many Washingtonians rely on in-person assistance, including the elderly. So what are the steps taken to serve those that require that kind of assistance?
All phone lines are open. Our tax will be open by mid-July. Taxpayer assistance centers will be open by mid-July. We have 358 taxpayer assistance centers. 31 are not staffed full-time, but we do rotate folks in there, and we have people doing a circuit. We also, not only IRS, but a lot of folks use VITA sites for a variety of different things, and 10,500 of 11,000 and change of the VITA sites shut down. All of the AARP VITA sites shut down. So we've been really working as hard as we can, and we're trying to ramp up as quickly as we can, maintaining, safety and health reasons, health for our employees as well as for people who interact with us. We had to modify our tax in terms of, normally it's come in and sit down at a desk. The tax that are opening will handle matters by appointment only, but our history is that over 50%, 50, who contact a TAC for an appointment, their matter is handled actually on that call. So we are actually...
But they're not getting caught in some automated system that is, telling
There's a
them to
person
wait
that answers
now
the phone for a TAC.
that they can get to.
They answer the phone, and the TACs are local. They're retail. They're right out there.
Okay, what steps are we taking to serve people who are filing for the earned income tax credit?
The EITC is... One, about 98% of the folks who file for that, it goes through. In the 2%, we have a lot of complexities involved there in terms of if Congress, with the Internal Revenue Service, with Treasury, with everybody else, could take a hard look at the statutory authority there and the definition particularly of a qualifying child. That's where we launch. We get claims for EITC. The claims essentially are for people who, for one or many reasons, are deserving of the funds that are coming. But there's a tremendous amount of problems for us to be able to verify a qualifying child when there is no link in the system. It does not need to be the parent of a child to be a qualifying child. Similarly, over 51% of EITC claims are done by return preparers, and we have continually asked for oversight of return preparers. Similarly, we have continually asked for correctable error authority. We cannot adjust an EITC claim on our own with information we otherwise have in our system, which would allow us to not have to go to a deficiency-type procedure when there's...
I see my time is expiring. So can we show you language that you can tell us whether you think that would give you the flexibility you need?
I'm available after this hearing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.